Jeff, I hate Steel Battalion heavy armor.
Really?
Yep.
Man,
I know, right?
it seemed like a thing with potential every time they showed it off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty gutted actually about the fact that this game seems awful from what I've played of it so far.
Great.
I mean, yeah, we saw it at that Microsoft event
Yeah.
a few weeks ago, and it seemed amazing in its ridiculousness.
Right, but all that is kind of based on the notion of it working.
Yes.
And being totally functional, you know, as advertised. That seems to be the part where it goes bad?
It is not that, exactly. But even if the Kinect stuff wasn't in this game, it would not be a good game.
All right.
I hate the way it's designed.
Activity
I hate how unforgiving it is, how much repetition is required to get through each mission. You just layer the Kinect stuff on top of that where it doesn't actually work right half the time, where it's like you're doing this and it's doing something totally different. Oh god, dude, this is one of the most frustrating games I think I have ever played. Let's just jump in here.
All right.
This is maybe not quite halfway through the game.
All
right, if I had to guess. Looking at the achievements.
To cope with Russia, the UN will need to send reinforcements.
I'm fighting the UN.
Back to
It's about time someone took those fools down.
That will be our chance to strike.
Peacekeeping, whatever.
Use the canyon route to the air station to
The UN in this game is actually China, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
It's basically the new UN.
All right.
An event has occurred in this future world they refer to as Dataside,
Oh man.
which is like, as far as I can tell anyway, it is all of the computers in the world dying at once. Which is why everything looks all, you know, kind of mechanized.
Okay.
World War II era, everything's all mechanical and greasy and analog. You know, there's no computers anywhere.
Sure.
So, yeah. Here is my VERT, just short for vertical tank.
Your VT.
Yes, my VT.
So once you break down what the controls are, what do you do with the gamepad?
I'm afraid I'll probably get my ass killed sitting here showing you stuff, but all right, so, oh, God, stop. Case in fucking point. All right, left stick moves you around.
Are you throwing up a Diamond Dallas Page sign in the cockpit there? What are we doing?
So left stick moves you around.
Okay.
Makes you walk. Right stick moves your turret.
Got it.
Okay, with me so far?
Yeah.
Left trigger shoots your gun. Right trigger shoots your cannon. And that's about it.
All right.
On the controller.
Okay.
I think I counted, there are 8 unused buttons and an entire D-pad on this controller that could be going toward stuff like this and stuff like this. Yeah?
All right.
With me so far?
Yeah.
Nope, nope, no, no. Bad tank. Stop. Okay. Pull your periscope down. That one works, I would say, more often than just about anything else, is the sticking your arm straight up. That one has been pretty reliable. But there's also this thing, which it will confuse the periscope for an awful lot. Nope, no. God, jeez.
Why would you close that?
I closed them.
In case bullets are flying in?
Yeah, well, there's glass there. You can't really tell before it gets shot up, but there's glass. There's like a big, thick pane of glass there.
Yeah.
And if it breaks out, and you take like a single shot to the face,
Okay.
So that's why you'd want to put the thing down. All right, what else we got here? I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on in here, like more than you really realistically have time to use during battle. Come on. I got this. No. Come on. All right. So you can check like different camera views. Kind of get like a rear view. I got this little tactical map display. No. I got a speed mode here. So I can go really fast, which I will do now.
What's the downside to using speed mode?
Well, look how my view is swimming all over the place.
Yeah.
I do have that quick 180, which I still haven't quite figured out how to do. I don't know how I just did that. I moved the stick to the right and turned all the way around. I don't know.
Maybe you can only do that while you're running.
Oh, no. So I should point out, like, I don't know if you can tell from this little picture-in-picture thing we got here, but we have constructed kind of an ideal scenario here with
Right.
Some
You have bright lights on you.
really
You are
bright
sitting.
studio
This is not too far off from how they've showed it.
Yeah.
Prior to its release.
Right. I'm sitting like stark upright. What?
There's a chair. There's kind of nothing around you.
Okay, something just fucked me up. I don't know what it was. Why did we stall?
You should probably restart the engine.
That's not my job. That's his job.
Give him a high five, maybe slap him.
I tried. Work faster. All right, good? I think we're good. All right, now I gotta juice it. All right. Back in business. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, I'm sitting in this kind of single chair in the middle of this room full of really nice lighting, and it's kind of working better than it has been. But, like, at home in my living room, at my desk here in the office,
yeah,
it's just been a nonstop.
Under, like, more normal circumstances. And Patrick took a copy home and was completely unable to get it to function at all in his place.
He says that, and I wonder if it actually is, like, an issue with his apartment, or if he just was not prepared for how fucking wonky this game actually is.
Well, he said it just kept zooming in and out of this view over and over
that
again.
definitely has happened to me. Like, I could probably still reproduce that. Okay, not as much now. I was definitely having the issue early on where I would go to do this and it would zoom in and back out immediately. That was definitely kind of a common early mistake for me. It's weird, like, I've gotten better at playing this game, but I don't think that's like...
You're more aware of how messed up it is. And
that's not any kind of positive. It's just, I've figured out how to circumnavigate all of the bullshit that goes along with the controls in this game. What are we actually doing here? Okay, finish
you gotta
off.
rally with them dudes.
Finish off enemy posts. A shame a fine soldier like you can't face a more worthy opponent. What do you want to bet a more worthy opponent is actually going to show up?
Nah.
Oh, God.
Taking artillery.
Yeah, it seems like it. What is that thing? Is that... Man, that looks like a sizable VT.
Maybe it's more
shit.
worthy.
That thing is shooting... That's like an artillery VT. Oh, God.
You should probably shoot that guy. Oh, God.
Did I?
I would probably...
Oh, now my view's getting all fucked up.
You should probably try to blow that guy up before he blows you up.
I'm gonna try. Nope. Nope. The other one. God damn it! You got two different kinds of ammo here. There we go. I was on heat rounds, which are kind of anti-infantry and small vehicles.
Oh, okay.
And I wanted. Why was the thing moving forward when I was not pushing the throttle? Now I'm fucking dead. The armor piercing are the ones you want for other VTs, obviously, because they're tanks. You know, they're armor.
Right.
Except, fuck.
To really use AP for armor piercing?
Yes.
Doesn't that stand for anti-personnel in just about every other circumstance? And imply the things you don't want to use on armor?
Probably.
All right.
I'm gonna assume this thing has a... Nope. Oh, that was a bad assumption to make. I wanted to assume it had a minimum range, and if I got closer, I'd be able to safer. Well, it took out one of my legs, so now I'm fucked. By I'm fucked, I mean I can't move anymore. This is as fast as I can...
Just keep shooting.
As fast as I can move my turret.
Oh, that seems like
We're done. All right, now we get to start that mission over.
Okay.
That's Steel Battalion Heavy Armor.
I
I was actually feeling better about that one than most missions I've played because I assumed that was the last guy. I've definitely played missions in this, and I know I'm not alone because I've talked to some other people playing it, where like 8-10 tries into the mission, you're still not close to finishing it.
Right.
Because you're inching your way through the way these missions are designed. It's sort of like memorizing where the enemies are, because that stuff never changes.
Yeah.
Getting a feel for like what the ideal way is to play it. Because if you don't do that, you're just gonna get fucking wasted over and over.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you know.
Like, I understand, you know, that there may be a segment of the audience looking for stuff like that, but I don't know who that is.
Right.
Shells have a bit of an arc on them. Can't tell if I'm actually hitting that guy or not. Shooting over him?
It looked like it was hitting. I don't know.
Can't tell. Destroy the bogey.
So do you pretty much have to shoot from the periscope view?
Pretty much. I mean, there are cases where you'll be able to get close enough to the guy to hit him without it.
Yeah.
But they are rare.
So I was gonna say, like you kind of can't move when you're in periscope view,
I mean,
right?
you can move. You just can't tell that I'm moving because the field of view is so constrained. But I am.
Okay, there you are.
I think I'm moving at the same speed.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
You just can't tell. I could be wrong. Biggest problem with shooting from this view is just not very accurate. A lot harder to hit anything precisely. Jesus.
That's
Yeah.
fire or something. You should probably look out for that.
I don't. Well, where should I go?
Uh,
I mean, that's one of. I mean, again, you know, maybe some people are into this. Oh God, I can't even fit through there. Can I?
maybe you should just blow up your mech.
Should I? Want me to?
Yep.
All right. Let me give it one more shot. Oh, if I can get around behind this thing.
Give it one more shot, he'll blow you up though. You won't get to blow yourself up.
Oh wait, I just finished the mission.
What?
It says mission accomplished, dude. Don't question it. Let's just go. Yeah, what do you got now?
So the whole mission was there's this thing here.
So that's another really
And that's,
weird thing
like-
about this game is that a lot of the missions are like, if you do it right and you get through it without dying, it's about 90 seconds long.
What?
Like a lot of the missions involve like one or two other mechs, and as soon as you kill them, that's it. Or you know, run forward for 90 seconds and get to this other point on the map. Like it's just the most bizarre, like disjointed mission design.
That doesn't. I don't understand that one bit.
Like the ratio of just load times and cinematics to actual play time is like super skewed in a really strange way.
Weird.
I don't get anything about this game. So yeah, I mean, on the one hand, you got the weird Kinect controls that don't work all the time, but
Yeah.
like I said before, I lost a dude.
Oh,
Like
you
I
got a
said,
letter for somebody. What does that mean?
well, he's KIA. Oh,
No,
I got a letter for a different guy. I still haven't figured out what generates those letters exactly. Those might be tied to just finishing the mission. I'm not sure. But like I said before, even if it weren't for the Kinect stuff, like even if it was all on a controller,
Right,
like, the design of this game is so specific, so hardcore, if you will,
Sure.
that I can't see it appealing to more than like a very small specific audience
Yeah, but
who has just that masochistic streak that just wants to like inch their way through these like fucking super grueling missions where you have like the feeling of powerlessness in this game is almost unmatched.
Right.
To anything else that I've played.
Huh.
Just like the plotting nature of your mech, how slow it is to turn your perspective.
That's a lot of how I felt about the other Steel Battalion games.
Yeah, so maybe it's consistent with the franchise, and at least people like should know what to expect in that sense.
But you know, that was predicated on it being this big, ridiculous controller,
Right,
and
right.
you know, that was such a big part of the experience that I think that, you know, I understand what they were trying to go for with the
Yeah.
Kinect controls, but if that part doesn't work, then the rest of it is
Falls apart.
pointless.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of no reason. So what else is there other than the campaign?
You're looking at it. This is basically it. I mean,
There's no like competitive. Well, I mean, there's co-op
there
of some
are
kind, right?
there are a small handful of missions that are also co-op. I mean, you play them in the course of the story.
Okay.
Every time you hit one, it says this next mission can also be played in co-op. Do you want to invite other players? And if you do, then you invite them. I guess we could go take a look at one of those. Or do you want to just keep going with this?
Let's keep
I think
going.
the game.
Let's see some more of this.
I think the game looks
Yeah,
really
I think
cool.
parts of it, you know, like stylistically,
yeah, like
neat looking.
I love the idea of like everything being all mechanical, but also kind of futuristic.
Yeah.
I think like just like the landscape design, all this stuff looks really nice. Mech design is kind of utilitarian, but you know that fits with the state of this world. And yeah, I was really excited about the idea of this. I just feel like the execution is just fucking woefully lacking.
Yeah.
Also, the characters are all just like ragingly stereotypical. Like there's your like street talking Brooklyn guy, and you know, some real solid racial stereotypes in here.
Yeah.
There's one female character I haven't seen yet, but I saw her in the demo at that event who kind of like ties her uniform off at the midriff.
Sure.
Just like, you know.
Yeah. What are you even shooting at? Is it just infantry
Those red
out
arrows.
there?
Yeah, if it weren't for those arrows, I would have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
There's lots of cases where you're getting shot from like 5 different angles, and if you didn't have those arrows there, I mean, you can see how hard it is to pick those guys out of the background.
Right.
I mean, this is as zoomed in as I can get. And if it weren't for those arrows, I probably would have like no idea there's room there. Using the heat rounds for this.
Is it at least intuitive? I mean, even though it doesn't necessarily work all the time, are the controls at least intuitive as to like what you're doing with the Kinect stuff?
Well, yeah. I mean, come on.
Like you can also stand up, right? What is that?
Oh yeah, that's sorry. That's the one other thing I forgot to show you. It's actually my favorite thing in the whole game. Stand up and you get out of the mech. And then if you move your hand up to your head, you get binoculars. And I think that is actually super cool. Partially because it works. Like I've never had it fail to get my guy out of the mech.
Yeah, a big motion like standing up. It gets
like,
that right.
It's pretty hard for it to confuse you standing up out of your chair. And I think that's pretty neat. But beyond that,
right,
it's a bunch of bullshit. I mean, in terms of it being intuitive, you can
blow yourself up.
Man, really?
Do it.
Really?
Do it.
I'm fine. Never done it before. All right. At least we know that works. There's also, I haven't seen any in the couple missions we're doing here, but there's tons of instances of either you having to get out of the VT or another guy like jumping in there and trying to fight you or whatever. And it requires these real basic gestures from you, like, you know, stick your fist out or like kind of slam your hand down on something. And there are cases where you get to the end of a mission and have to do that to perform some action in the game.
Right.
And if it doesn't like exactly the way you do it and doesn't interpret the input properly, like fail the whole mission.
Great.
Yeah.
What's the checkpoint situation like?
Some of the missions have decent checkpoints, some of them not so much. I did one in particular that was like a shorter, like I said, you know, a lot of missions are like 3-4 minutes. The one I'm thinking about in particular, where I failed because of a misinterpreted gesture, there were no checkpoints. Got to do the whole thing over again. Oh,
that's
oh no,
oh, no,
no. All right.
And I haven't seen you give any high fives or anything yet.
No,
I don't.
You can't.
That seemed like that was going to be a big part of this game when they were showing it off.
See, every time you do it, they just like take fence, man. Come on, put her there, right there, bro. You guys are not interested in camaraderie,
man.
Dicks. I think it's all scripted into the missions. Like when stuff happens, they'll be wanting to do that.
Yeah.
Although I've had that fail to interpret like a fist bump.
Oh
before.
yeah.
This game is not fist bump aware. And really, what else is there to say?
Yeah, I mean, for a game that is supposed to, you know, contain fist bumps and such, that seems like a real bad oversight.
Yeah.
So there is no competitive?
No.
Okay.
No, there's not.
It's just campaign, and then some of the missions
I'll
are co-op if you want.
I'll just dump out of here and show you the menu.
What sort of items do you get for your VT to configure
There's all kinds of stuff, but it's all predicated on your performance in the co-op missions.
Okay.
And those things are really hard to get any kind of decent score on by yourself because the other player slots are taken up by AI.
Yeah.
And when the AI screws up, which is all the time, they actually rack up negative points. Which subtract from your score.
Makes it,
I've never gotten better than a D playing those co-op missions by myself. I just did one with another guy and got Bs on him like immediately. So you can unlock a poster.
Very nice.
Of the idyllic American scenery. I've gotten so I got this monitor. You can see it changing out there.
Yeah. With
a high refresh rate, whatever that does. I guess the most useful thing I've gotten so far is this periscope that's got night vision on it. But it kind of works against you in a lot of cases because like smoke and stuff will pick up on there as just this white blob.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I guess I could jump into one more mission, but I mean that's basically it. You've got your campaign. You can go back to previous stuff and play other missions.
Does that have like matchmaking for the co-op, or is it?
I think so. guess we could jump into a co-op mission and find out. But yeah, this is what you see basically when you hit one of these missions.
Yeah.
When I say yes, it dumps me into a lobby.
Open session, no private slots.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
So,
So,
yeah,
you
just
can.
create.
More player.
I don't know how you would search to get into this game though.
It's just open now, right? So people could theoretically be joining you.
Yeah, but from where? Like,
Well, there's a custom match menu I saw when you
Okay.
were getting in there that if people just wanted to find co-op missions, they could go that route.
sure.
And so it's not just all people that happen to be picking this mission at this time.
Right.
Right. Well, you see there was a quick match thing
Oh.
right there. Just did
Ah,
that.
yes. Well, the game's not out yet, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
But it is in there. But yeah, no competitive multiplayer that I've seen.
Okay.
It just opens up when you finish the
That's-
campaign.
That's probably fine.
Yeah. And you know, not even nearly the entire story campaign is playable in co-op. Like I
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
it's just it seems like about every 5th mission or so. It's kind of it. Like there's a section for buying more stuff,
Yeah.
which we will not get into because.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll fire up one more mission.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just see one more different looking environment or something, and then we'll call it. This is a bummer.
Yeah. Yes, it is highly disappointing. Yeah, it doesn't work right. And even if it
I mean,
did,
is the story?
even-
Is there
even
anything
if
to
it-
the
no,
story?
No. Well, I mean, I think the concept of data side and also the term data side
Right,
are both
yeah.
pretty awesome.
Acquisition records.
And this idea of like,
Supplies and material.
they don't really get into what the new UN is exactly, but the idea is that I guess China has become like the kind of lone superpower, and now they're bringing other countries like they've just like Germany has just signed a treaty with the UN and is now like part of it. So seems like China is sort of like spreading this big umbrella and like bringing all these other nations
Right.
Yes, sir.
underneath.
After Germany signed the Friendship
Yeah,
Treaty.
talking about
The
that.
UN Solidarity Council.
Right here.
Solidarity Council.
Uncle.
Yeah, I like that they call them uncles.
The red carpet out.
But I mean,
And this here
characters
seems
don't
to
even
be
really have
one
names other than the guys in your squad.
detailed
Like
Yeah.
list of CIs.
these cutscenes just jump
You'll
from like
notice the
briefing to
majority
kind of
have
some
been
enemy
shipped
scenes here
Right.
and there. But
Our civilians.
yeah, I mean, there's not much going on there.
What?
Not especially entertaining. You're probably gonna see me play this mission pretty efficiently because I played it like 15 times
Yeah.
before this to perfect it. But there's just all this stuff like there's this battleship shelling off the coast here, and if I run over into the wrong spot, that shit's just gonna land right on my head and I'll be dead. And you don't really know that. I mean, you see the shells hitting, but you don't have a really good sense of where you shouldn't stand
Right.
until that happens to you. You know, so there's a death. There's a couple of enemy watchtowers on this mission that are not immediately obvious. Now, I don't even remember where they are now. Let's see. Anyway, those watchtowers can take you out. There's one, I think. So if you don't know to knock it out of the way, you don't. Damn it. Oh man, totally missed that. Anyway, if you don't know to take these watchtowers down, like that could be a big problem. Can't even seem to hit it from here. Guys with RPGs are a huge issue in this game because, I mean, vehicles are hard enough to pick out of the background.
Yeah, but just dudes.
So like
yeah.
tiny guys of that size,
Right.
they could be anywhere. And RPGs do a lot of damage to you. They can fuck up your subsystems pretty bad. So having those guys, they can be like off to your, they could be on like your 9 o'clock or whatever, and then the time it takes you to like rotate around here and find where they are, like
Right.
they've already put a rocket or two in you,
Yeah.
which is just super frustrating. Dude,
Seems to be going bad.
what is going on? Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this game. It is just hugely disappointing, especially because it sounded so awesome to begin with.
Right.
I mean, did people really enjoy those previous Steel Battalion games, or
I
was it
mean-
more the novelty of the controller? You know?
I think that
Some
that
of
was
both?
the largest part of it, but there were
Yeah.
definitely people that loved those games.
Right.
You know, there was a community that was really disappointed when Xbox Live was taken offline because they were still playing
Right.
the multiplayer game.
Oh, God.
You know, and it's not a huge number of people, but
Yeah.
you know, yeah, there were, you know, it was a game that definitely had developed a fairly dedicated, small but dedicated following.
Sure. I mean,
And I think that, you know, they traded that in by developing this game to begin with, by having the kind of Kinect stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, I think those people would definitely want a big crazy controller.
right.
But it doesn't seem like they have successfully replaced that with something that's going to help it appeal to more people.
Oh.
Like the controller, the price was one stumbling block, but certainly not the only one with those games when
Right.
it comes to making a big cool thing.
Well, I mean, that's what...
that a lot of people like.
That's a guy, right?
Sure, you just shoot it, whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the fundamental paradox with this game, is that they've retained that, like, really grueling, like, really demanding mission design and gameplay, and I'm fucked. But not giving you, like, the tangible, like, tools to
Right.
really be able to survive that stuff, you know?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
with
not
all-
having the Kinect stuff work is
Yeah.
that's
Even if it did work, I mean, it takes time to do that stuff, you know? As opposed to
Yeah.
that old controller, you just, like, flip the switch right in front of you, and it just works, right?
right. But you know, there are ways to design the game around
Oh.
around that reaction time, around that latency or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a way to deal with that it doesn't necessarily seem like they have done.
I
here.
don't want to...
You know, you're right. You really did approach this mission with a certain efficiency that says, I've played this 15 times.
I don't want to. Well, so that's the other thing, is this part I'm at right now. The mechs respawn infinitely.
Ah.
So,
All right.
yeah.
Well, Eugene Joseph Jackson, I say we call it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That's out nowish
Yeah,
this week,
it's out this week.
today. There'll probably be a very small handful of people who are totally about this game. But, you know,
But don't trust them. They're crazy.
tread lightly is
Yeah.
all I'm saying. Thank you.
All right.